All right, guys, some of us here, I mean, there's confusion. There is confusion. Things feel off. I would say some of you are going through a pretty difficult time. It feels like maybe something's come to light and you're kind of just in this space of, do I or don't I? Where do I stand? What's going on? What's my move? Like strategizing, but also trying to process at the same time. Courage is here. It feels huge. It feels like you have this sense of like walking some path alone. And what's interesting is in relation to your person, and what's interesting is there is this mystery card here. And I mean, it's just it's a sheer like rainbow of possibility, drama. You know, that's what it feels like. Face your fears and the 7th house card here are reversed. So there is energy around a relationship essentially bringing up something that you have a darker relationship with, possibly. Or like, yeah, a rapport, you know. Can I see what's going on in the viewer's life at this time? Gemini. I saw Mercury earlier. There's so much energy speaking to the astrology of our skies at this time in today's reading. Taurus and Aries are here. So Libra and Scorpio are here as well. And things feel out of chord. Things feel out of chord. The 12th house is here echoing that mystery element. There is this sense, for those of you who know astrology, Mercury and Neptune in our skies yesterday were kind of like hashing it out, and it makes for a really confusing time. And I am seeing that here because I'm seeing a sense of like community, and the perception that you have in relation to your person and a community feels off. Communication could feel off, slow, or down at this time. And ultimately, it has this sense of like impacting your sense of well-being, but not so much physical well-being. I would say emotional safety in the situation. What's interesting too is that it does feel like the way your person is communicating with you specifically outside of the community, or not communicating with you outside of a given community, has to do with money. It has to do with their perspective of what they have and don't have, or what they want and maybe don't want. It feels like there's a loss around them at this time monetarily that they are trying to navigate or process, and that's coming in between the connection with you and them. Take it slow and move fast is here. What's really interesting is that Mars, the ruling planet of Aries, happens to be in Taurus at this time. And these two cards are side by side. Mars is not comfortable in Taurus. So there is this energy of like ambition, but it feels like the container that it's held in at this time is completely stalled. It's like as if you show up to work out at a gym and you're ready to go and you've had the most challenging day and you just want to burn some calories, and it's the middle of winter and you can't do anything outside and the gym is closed, the lights are off, and there's like nowhere for you to go. You're like, do I just spiral and do laps inside of this closed gym? Is that going to feel as productive as getting a full-paced workout? It kind of feels like that with Mars in that energy, but you and your person at this time are really not having a time. The connection here is pretty stalled. Okay. Something's going on at home, either for you, but it feels like more so for your person on their end of things. Can I see a little more on that, please? There's like an avoidance here of problems and avoidance of trouble. It does seem like there's a connection with you online that either someone at home is watching, or your person is watching you from a distance. They're clearly watching you from their screen lens, not their tablets and not their phones. This is really like some sort of like open window situation in conjunction with. There's possibility here. It hasn't totally vanished. It is still in existence. But I would say there's like also an element in conjunction with that stress around the finances where your person is maybe like just doubling down and focusing on work and using that as sort of like a container to pretend that you don't exist, or that, you're not important to them at this time. It feels like those are lies, or at least they're lying to themselves. But it is causing a certain amount of pain, like serious pain for you. Because we're seeing you feel in challenge and in challenge to the relationship, in challenge to the dynamic. There's avoidance of chaos here. I'm almost seeing their energy be like, do I dance or not with your energy? Their mess is overflowing, guys. Your person's mess is overflowing at this time. It has come to a head. And I'm seeing them not know how to clean it up. They're entirely confused. Can I get a few cards on what the viewer's person's perspective is around the viewer at this time? The mini bar, of course, and the cell phone. There she is. This person could be drinking or having a drink. I kind of hesitate to like discuss alcohol, if I'm being totally honest with you guys, because it you know, that's maybe something a little more for like a private reading, but I am seeing it here, and I'm seeing it in avoidance too. In some cases, it's interesting. I'm seeing them for, this is very specific, but for some of you, you know, your person has a bit of a trouble with alcohol. Okay. And so what they're trying to prove here is that they are rising above, that they are doing better, that they can do better. And instead, it seems like they're trying to text you maybe and communicate with you that things are better and they're clear. But on the outsides of it, there's some movement around not being fully honest with that. Okay. In regards to that, things are moving fast, but I would say they're also moving dangerously. The knife is there. We're not on easy street this week here, okay? We are not on easy street this week. Someone needs help. Someone needs help at this time. I'm seeing this person sort of have to go between helping themselves and coming to your rescue for something. What is it that they want to say? And the help of themselves means that they're groveling for forgiveness. They're literally on their knees. There's something here that feels very, very desolate and desperate in their lives at this time. 5 of Cups, 4 of Wands. We have trouble at home, but it's affecting their relationship with you pretty directly. So I would almost say there's trouble at home and trouble with you. Listen, at home doesn't have to be a primary relationship. I'm not seeing that outright, okay? But I am seeing some sort of drama at home in a situation that pretty much manages their sense of emotional capacity in the outer world. And it's affecting them and they're feeling existential at this time. They are unwell, I would say. Like, honestly, look at this. Nothing is healing them. They feel like they've been shut out from so many worlds at this time. And I think that they aren't fully understanding that they've sort of done it to themselves, because there's a certain amount of victimness to this card, to this energy here. It's like they thought about taking action in your direction and they failed themselves. And someone's here saying like, I gave you every opportunity. Like, what are you doing? Pick up your mess. You're haunting them though. You're absolutely haunting them. You are every temptation that they feel they shouldn't have. There's something about you that they feel they shouldn't have at this time, but they can't deny how much they want you. For some of you, there's denial around their impact, getting involved with a third party. You're very cross with them. You're not happy with them at all. At this point, that you feel like you have given them every inch of your being. You've given them so much opportunity and the prospect of happiness with you. It seems like you are praying that they can get themselves together, but ultimately you feel like they're putting you in a situation where you have to make certain really important decisions for them and that they impact your life as well. And you are taking that very seriously at this time. However, you also feel extremely burdened and confused by their mess. It has taken its toll on you in this time. We are seeing that there is this desire to forgive them and roll the dice again. However, you are holding them responsible to making it worth your time, making it worth your while. And to be honest, you don't want to do it at this time. You don't see them as having, a good lot of you here see them as having lied and you're seeing them as paying the price that they rightfully should be paying. However, you feel their pain because the connection between the two of you is so strong that you can feel their mess. You can feel them trying to harness themselves amid the chaos. And you're, at some level, you are somewhat confusing what you should do with what's going on with them. Possibility in the connection, honestly, it hinges on their capacity to get themselves together. It also hinges on their capacity to fix what's going on in their baseline. In that home situation. Home doesn't have to be a physical home either. In most cases, it will be. But don't get caught up so much on the specifics, because home could be the place where they spend 90% of their time. And in some cases, that is going to be folks who are on the road for work, folks who are always at work, who are, maybe they work like really extended long hours and they have a huge commitment to their job. In those cases, in those instances, it is those spaces. There's something here, and they seem to be looking to someone wiser, who's very, very knowledgeable around this person, knowledgeable around their certain, to a certain degree, their failures. This person sees the value in your person. They see the truth. However, to that extent, they're also telling your person that they need to right this. This is someone very trusted, maybe to both you and your person, but extremely, extremely trusted to your person. It's almost like it's giving the energy of like an uncle or an older friend. For some of you, it could be someone in a religious community that is, someone that they go to for advice, but they are playing a little bit of like the woe is me in this situation. They're confiding in that person, and that person isn't really letting them off the hook. I wouldn't say. For your person to move more in your direction, they need to admit where they have wronged you. In some cases, they need to admit where they full out lied and were unfaithful in your direction. So there is cheating here. And they need to prove with actions and less talk. And here it is, the Knight of Wands. Queen of Cups, Eight of Swords. Eight of Wands. They're lying to so many people at this time. I'm seeing for some of you, I am seeing a wife here in the picture. You might be the wife. And she's questioning everything at this time also. So they're getting hit from all ends. This person's in a bind. Their energy is leaking everywhere. You are showing as extremely abundant. You're worth more than this situation. What are you learning from this situation? You're learning how to trust yourself. You're also learning how to not depend on anybody else. Some of you want payback here, and you want this person to feel the pinch of where they're at this time. You're learning how to not invest so much in payback and more in forgiveness, just pure forgiveness. Let it go, let it be, move on. Maybe in some cases there is that element here. For some of you, there's very much an invitation to move on and let it go, for real and for good. And that will translate into other more powerful connections and relationships. But this person's mess is holding you back from certain opportunities in your life at a really, really, really profound level. And you know it. It's only a matter of time before you accept that for yourself, because I'm seeing you very worthy of accepting that. The stuff you want to blame them for is actually taking more of a toll on you than it is on them. Let it be, let go. It might be a journey and a process, but I can assure you it'll be worth it for you.